Over the past 18 or so months, I've watched this colony of meat ants slowly but surely progress. From their original test tube, right up until now housed in the desert of Down Under. And for a very long time now, their worker count hasn't gone up a whole lot, until late November. This is what the inside of the nest looked like at the first week of November. They had quite a lot of larvae and pupae, but nothing too impressive. This is the colony now. Pretty awesome, right? The colony's exponential growth can be related to a couple of things. The first of which is that it is now summer, meaning that the colony has become more active. As well as this, if you're an Aussie, you might have noticed the increase in numbers of spiders this time of year. I'm talking about huntsman spiders. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, I saw 12 pretty decent sized huntsmans in only a week. These huntsman spiders crawl around my room, so instead of throwing them outside, I use them for ant food. It's so awesome to see how much this colony has developed. For instance, at the entrance, there is often about 1 or 2 workers guarding the nest, which the colony previously never did. As well as this, the colony has consumed so much water that the attached test tube is actually completely empty, which is why I provided them with a new, full test tube next to the colony. I've even started to completely fill the mini towers with honey and put it on its side, allowing the workers to get a drink every now and then. Within the nest itself, we can see about 20 or so pupae, and actually some of that pupae look to be slightly smaller than the others. We also have about 100 to 150 larvae inside, and maybe 75 newly laid eggs. However, once the next 20 pupae are closed into workers, there simply won't be enough space in the nest, and the queen will have to stop laying as many eggs. So I feel that it is time to provide the colony with a brand new nest for them to live in. So here is the new nest that the colony will be moving into. It's a green acrylic formicarium by Ants Australia, and it's actually the largest size that I currently own. I might have to make my own custom white-tongue nests after Christmas, as I have a feeling they will thrive in this one. Now, the first thing that I did with the new nest was I found the correct size test tube to fit in one of the ports. I find that the colony really benefits from an extra source of water, and it's a great choice to make if you ever forget to hydrate your ants. And especially since it's summer, the water is more susceptible to evaporating. Now, taking off this test tube was a really bad idea. It freaked out the colony and caused an overload of unnecessary stress. However, it wasn't the biggest problem for the colony. They simply returned all the larvae back to the nest. Then a couple of hours passed, and slowly but surely more and more workers were going in and out of the new nest, as they had discovered the new source of water, and after about 6 hours of waiting, the colony finally started to bring larvae across to the new nest. After about 45 minutes, almost all the brood was taken across to the new nest, and while the workers were doing so, I noticed that an ant had actually started drowning in the honey, and ants being ants started working together and pulled the drowning ant out of the honey and started drinking the honey off its body. I love watching this kind of stuff happen, as you can see how the ants work together in a team so well to save one of their fellow colony members. Now, taking a look back at the nest, we can notice that there is hardly any brood left. There's probably 50 eggs and 5 larvae left, and of course the queen. And surprisingly, she did make about 2 attempts to reach the other nest, however she wimped out and went back to the safety of her nest. But, it does make sense. In the wild she could potentially be eaten by predators such as birds or lizards, so this sprint is actually super critical for the colony. But with that being said, it's pretty funny to watch her make her way to the nest. However, in the end, she was escorted by about 15 workers to the new nest. This was actually such a cool moment to watch, and one I will never forget. came back the next day to check on their progress, and pretty much the whole colony has moved into their new nest, and I think it's a pretty good size for them actually, though I reckon they'll need a new nest sometime soon. But for the meantime, this should be perfect. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, keep sending those podcast questions in, and I'll catch you next time. Ant Invasion, out.